Hi, I'm Andrew Casserly and I'm from Farrier's Shoeation, and today I'm going to be making a hind concave shoe. Okay, so we've come to the widest part of the foot, which is the width, and that's 5 1/4. Now we're going for a length, which is the centre of the toe to the last bearing point of the heel, which is about 5 1/2. Then we add them two measurements together. That measurement came to 10 3/4, and we're going to add an 1 3/4 to that length to give us an overall length of 12 1/2 inches. The material we're going to use is 7/8 3/8. Okay, so we've cut 12 1/2 inches off for that hind foot. We've put a centre mark into the middle so that we can see the middle, but this centre mark is not quite in the centre, it's offset laterally, so we have a little bit more, about 1/8 of an inch more towards the outside. This is because the inside will be run up a little bit more. Okay, so this is the hind toe bend for the concave shoe. We're doing some short, sharp, rhythmic blows here, keeping it tighter than we would do for a front. Hind foot is more tighter in the toe. We are now sort of over the bick to tighten the toe up a little bit more. We're now safing the toe off where the toe is slightly underset on the hoof. This is for a safety reason. Final adjustments here, leveling, just tightening the toe a little bit more. And what we're after is a symmetry toe bend for our next branches. So we're now forging the heel. We close the sections into the middle several times. We work both sides equally. We're closing it so that we are trying to eliminate sort of what we call a fish pouch, trying to get the concave to meet in the centre so it can sit on the centre of the heel. We're now turning the outside quarter, thinking about the foot that we've just trimmed as we're doing it, leveling, keeping control of the section, not striking it too hard because we don't want to mark the steel too much. Concave marks a lot easier than flat steel. We're now placing the nail holes in, more pitch on the toenail, reducing as we come around to the heel nail, just pritchling through now. So a couple of sharp blows to punch the pritchel hole through. Hopefully this clears the slug. Obviously we get a bit of distortion there, so we're making sure we've got most of the shoe on the anvil and some light rhythmic blows to level up. Just a little bit of adjustment here, still keeping in mind the horse's foot that we've just trimmed. So we're now moving on to the inside branch. Same sort of procedure, except that we're closing up the concave to the centre, both sides. Taking off the frog check. And we're just safing off the inside a little bit more for protection, so that the horse doesn't move too close. This is the concave where it's sort of slanted in a protective manner. Just keep working away until we get that just quite right. You can see there's still plenty of heat in the shoe. Just adjusting the quarter there. And now we're bending the inside quarter around the bick. And you see how we're moving it in different places on the bick to get the required adjustment. We still have enough heat in there to punch our nail holes. Just getting the final little details correct before we, making sure we've got a nice symmetry shoe turned. Again, punching the inside toenail with a slight bit of pitch, coming around a little bit more upright as we get to the heel now. Just punching through the nails now, some quick sharp blows to punch the slugs out. A little bit of leveling. As you can see, the heat has diminished a little bit now, so we're not really squashing the steel. but still we have enough heat in there to shape and move the concave around. A quick measure for our width and length to make sure we've got the right size, and we're ready for clipping. So we're using a bodge punch for this process, so a couple of blows there to put a round displacement which pushes the metal in an outward direction. We're just having a couple of blows here with a round of the hammer to get it started, which will give us a little lip on the back of the shoe. And here we're using the heel of our hammer to draw out a section in a clip shape. So we've got most of it drawn out here, and we're just shaping the final little bit. Using the hardy hole to place the clip in and do some final leveling. We're just laying the clip up now, so it's the same angle as the dorsal wall. So more or less the same procedure. We're using a bog punch to displace the metal outwardly, not punching so that we go through the metal, but just enough there for it to displace it. We now put the little bubble over the edge of the anvil, and we're just starting it off with the ball of our hammer. Now we're turning around using the flat of our hammer and using the heel. We first grab the back of the material and pull it towards us, and when we've got the required amount, we're just doing a few light hammer blows to shape it. A few little blows now to level. See how we're using the hardy hole to slot the clip into. And now we're working it around the beak to lay up the inside clip. Here is the final forged shoe, ready for fitting for the final fitment to the horse's foot that we have just trimmed. So we're just checking our fit now with a light little bit of burning, holding off on the heels until we know we've got the exact fit that we want, and then we apply an overall even pressure to get contact all over. This is the finished article. This is what we would call a leisure fit. So there's a little bit of metal protruding around from the quarters back. A tiny little bit of length on there because we don't want too much shoe pulling. And if we turn it over, the outside clip isn't quite into the wall, the inside one is in better. Obviously this is on a dead foot, so we've got some clip displacement that was from the previous shoeing, and here we have a little bit of width coming around from the quarters back, safe enough on the inside. So this would be an acceptable everyday fit. Thanks guys, we're Farriery Tuition. See you next time.